Hello friends, hope you're doing good today. Today we are going to learn how we can create a WordPress website. So I have a design in front of you. You can see this is the design. We are not going to copy exactly the design because we do not have a design file, a PDF or a Figma design file. So we are going to design as much as section possible from the web, from this design, and definitely we are not going to use the images because we cannot fetch the images from the design because we don't have the design file. We are going to make the design similar to this, and you can see we are not going to make the header look like this. We are going to make a simple header and the hero area on a WordPress website. So as you can see, I've already installed my WordPress on a local host, and I just named it as cars, and I've installed plugins which I needed. You can see I have already created a page, home, and I've selected the template, Elementor full width. We're going to use Elementor page builder, which is the most famous page builder, and you can create a website very easily, quickly with this builder. First we need to set up a header area for our website. So let's go and set up the header area. So you can see currently we have a header in here. So I'm going to create a menus, and we have a couple of menus there. So I'm just going to copy some of the menu. I'm going to create my menu first, main menu. I'm going to name it a main menu and save it as a main. I'm going to call the home page from here, which will be my front page, and I am going to have some custom link. Those links will be having hash because we don't have those pages existed yet. And then last we have contact. So as I save the menu, you will see the change here. You will see the menu right in here. We don't need a search area because this website is not going to have a functionality to search on the website, and so that's why we are going to get rid of the website, and we are going to have a logo placed there. So I'm going to open this image in a Photoshop so I can crop this logo out, and meanwhile the Photoshop is opening, we can go for the customizer, and you can go for the appearance and customize. You can open it into a new tab. So you can see there's a slide space over there, so we don't need that space. So this is coming from, I'm using a WP Ocean theme. If you don't know about that, you can go ahead and check for the WP Ocean theme, which is a quite good theme. You can go for it and download it, and I'm using it, and this is the area which is coming from the top bar already there, but we are not going to use a top bar, so I have to go back into the customize section and make the top bar disabled. I'm going here, and you can see there's a top bar right underneath the header. I'm going to here and disable the top bar, and as I'm published, you will see this area will be gone. So it is gone now, and we can go back again in a header. And you can see there are many options. You can search for the header, you can set a header, you can set for the background color. So I have to copy the background color from the image I have downloaded today, Turtle Auto, which is the name of the image. I'm going to open it here. So I'm going to take the logo out, and I can also take the color for the background. I'm going to pick the color from the color picker, and you can see I just copy the color code, and I'm going to place the color here. So the color is copied now, and you can also show the border color, but I'm not going to use. I'm going to use as it is. You can select the multiple header option you had. I'm going to go with a minimal, and you can also upload some media for the header. You can go for the logo. We have to cut down the logo from there. We can have a menu selected from here. We can go for the social media icons, which can come here. We can go for the mobile menu as well. So first thing is we are not going to work on the mobile menu. So I'm going to crop the logo. I'm just copying this selection, Control Shift C and Control C. I'm sorry, and I'm opening it a new file, pasting my header logo there, and saving as a JPG. I'm go for here, creating a folder. In a folder, I'm gonna call it a logo. I'm sorry, whatever I call it, we're gonna call that from there. That was my bad. So we can go here. I'm gonna select the header from here, and you can see these are all media. I can export. I can go here. I can see the turtle autos. I can rename it the logo from here. I just rename it and open it. It will upload to my media folder. I can just select it and I don't need to crop it. I can just skip to the cropping and my logo will be down here. You can see the logo is already been placed, and I can go back. I don't have to work on the menu, do I? I don't think. I just have to change the color of the menu. So I am gonna copy the whole area color. I just selected this, and I can also change the color from here. So you can see I can also change this one too. Most of the color looks blue. I can just change it, turn it to the green, because now the theme is going to be green. And we can also go for the search bar, but we can go for that later, or we can just disable from the CSS, but we are not going to use a CSS. This is website only. These are the much only for who wants to create a website by their own, does not want to hire a web designer to do the job for them. So these are some options you can see in the left area. You can go ahead and explore those areas one by one. You can change the typography for each section. For example, I'm going to change the main menu typography to, I'm going to use the font, which is going to be a DM Sans, which is not present in here. So I'm going to use the Montserrat, which is not also there. I'm going to use the Josephine Sans, which is right present here. So I'm going to choose normal font weight and make a 14 pixel a font size, so it looks a light bigger and quite good. I was thinking for some different font but was not available. I think this can be available now. It was, so I can select DM Sans if it is not available yet. So I'm going to force foreign. This is not available. So I'm going to change the font to Railway and the Josephine. These are two fonts I'm going to use. All headings going to use a Josephine. So you can see heading is already changed, and we are good. We don't have to work on the rest of the typography. We can do it from the page builder. I'm going to publish it here and reload the page. Let's see what it looks like. It may take some time, but it will reload. And we need to change it to typography into the caps area. So we have to go back typography, and we can go, it says text transform. We can just say it like uppercase. So now you can see it's all capitalized, and we can now reduce the size to 1 pixel by 1 pixel. So now you can see it's a lot smaller than that, and you can just reload it. And you can just ignore the bar. It is coming for the logged in user. If you are not a login, then definitely you are not going to see this bar. This is the bar you have, because you can just edit the website if you want to. And if you are logged out from here, then you are no longer can see the bar. Okay, so now we can go for the page. This is our page, and you can see this is the title bar is already been displayed from the WP Ocean theme function. So I'm going to disable this. The breadcrumb is going to be enabled also, so I'm going to disable this as well. I'm going to reload, update the page, and we can go and see what it looks like on the page now. Now we have already get rid of the title bar, and now we can go and update the page. So this headers, you can see that looks similar to this, but not quite as per the design. But as I told you in earlier, we are not going to make it like as a design. So I'm going to click here, edit with Elementor, because now from here I'm going to work on the Elementor page builder to develop a complete website. And you can see I'm going to also open up pixels.com, where I can download some photographies as well. And this is the site where you can download some stock photos without paying them, like free stock photos. And I'm going to download this picture, and we are going to create a call. So first thing is that we are going to call here is that I'm gonna delete it. Here you can see, you can just click add new section and you can call a section here. As you call a section here, you can see this is the section already been created here. You can select a full width because the website is going to be a full width, and some gaps will be created automatically, column gaps, and we have to get rid of the gaps. So you can see the gap is already hidden, and I'm going to call this section fit to screen. The screen size I'm using, it is going to be fit exactly to the screen, and it is asking me what is the column position I should have it. So I am gonna say whatever the content comes here, it should be in the middle, and the vertical line, the content comes in here, it should be in the middle. I also going to put some colors behind it, so of course not that one. We are going to use the one we already used for the header, so we can have some opacity present there. So now we can just go ahead and take this image and drop it here. So you can now go for upload an image what you have download. You can go for the download, and I can see right in here I can just drop in here, and I'm gonna call the image is pretty big, so I think it is much better if we can resize it in the Photoshop. If you cannot, then it is good looking now. And why I did it is because I am going to change some opacity level so I can see the background behind it, so my text can be displayed quite well and readable. And you can see it is already there, but what happens I'm sorry, what happens, you can see whatever the content I'm going to put in there, so it is not going to look like it is not going to look good. So I am going to remove this heading, and I've removed it. I'm going to use this heading as a background, so you can see the sections in the screen. You cannot see the quiet section, so you can go for the navigator, click here, and you can select the navigator. Now you can see back all the options for the section. You can go for all the images already been uploaded. You can go for the image of select from here, and now it is on the background. You can go for the position top center. You can go for no repeat. You can go for cover. The cover's the best one you can use, and now you can see we have already here. So now the image looks quite brighter, so we don't need a brighter image. I'm going to create an image in here. I'm going to call the size 1920, and I'm going to call it 950, only 950, not 1950. I'm going to call this image here put some shadow on that. I'm going to save image as hero area, and I'm going to go back and change my image. And this is what it looks like now. Now I have some content to be displayed. It says welcome to the Turtle Auto Dealer. So the first heading says welcome. So I'm gonna put first heading there, and it's going to say welcome, and I am going to use H2 and center, and this is going to be white. I'm going to use the fonts Josephine Sans. Font size is going to be 60. Font weight going to be a bit lighter than this. I think that's good. Transform is going to be uppercase, and I am going to make a duplicate of this one, and this time I'm going to use H3, and I can use H2 as well, but I'm going to reduce the font size from here, and it says welcome to Turtle Auto Dealer. So I'm going to change the content from here, Turtle Auto Dealer. So now what the heading says, what we wanted to say, and now we can have a button created. So now we can go for here and search for the button, and you can say the button to Elementor already down there, and I can just drag it drop in here and just make it center and say select the size of it. I am going to say the medium looks good, not the smallest looks much better. I can just keep it the same, and I can say explore now, or I can say explore more. And you can see the quite, we can go for the color, and I'm going to choose this color to be make a background color so that it can be meshed to our website theme. I'm going to call this one like this. The text color I'm going to use is Josephine Sense, and the button looks good. Now I'm going to save this button, and as I said, set up this text section area to be vertically aligned center, so I didn't have to give them a padding or a margin from top right, bottom left, any top, bottom, left, right. So it looks good, and the hero area is already created, and so you can see it's there. And now we can go for the second section. The second section says we have two different area, and what says for about us. I'm going to copy the color of the section and copy the section. This time I'm going back to the home page. I'm taking the section, and this time I'm going to take two column. I had to take a pause for some calls, so now I am back again, and I just put the background color in there. I can see some spacing from in the design, so I can just give it a padding top bottom. I'm going to give it 120px from top and 120px from bottom, and it looks like this. Then same thing, you can see that we have some content, we have some padding here. I'm going to copy some content from loremipsums.com, so you can get generated as well. And now this time I'm going to copy this heading so it can save my time, and move this heading to here in the column I needed it to, and I'm going to change its name to About Turtle Auto Dealer. And first thing is going to say about, and make it to the left align, and going to make a second heading as well, and gonna say Turtle Auto Dealer. This time I'm going to reduce its font size to 32, so it will be much more smaller than this, and I'm going to copy the color as well, and color code is going to be this, so a bit different. And now this time I can go ahead and copy some paragraph, and I just copied the paragraph, and going here I can go to text editor. I don't have to do that. Okay, I can just select all and paste all the content here. Going to select my font size, which we have selected. It should be railway, and it is a railway here. Or you can select a DM Sans if you want. This is a good font. I normally use it too. And make it white so it will be prominent. And I'm gonna call it a 14 pixel and maybe larger, 16 pixel. And I am going to give a section a little bit of a width. I am going to call this section 1150px. So this section is not much. I'm going to call it 1100. This is good. And then we can have a button. It says John, and we can just copy this section again, this heading, and move it down here. What it says? It says John Black CEO. John Black CEO, and reducing the size to 16px. 6px. So we have it here, and now we're gonna need an image. So I'm gonna call another image, and I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use it too. Okay, so I'm going to call this image, and I have to resize it again because the images I'm downloading is pretty big sizes. So I'm going to call it 600 by 600 and drag and drop the image. Much better that way. Saving the image, and I'm going to call it as car1, and I am going to put the image here as we did in the hero area, but we had to remove it. Then we used that image as a background. Here we are not going to use as a background. Okay, so I can just call it a full because I've already resizes. You can select the sizes from here as well if you want to. I'm going to select it here. You can see the text is top and the image is pretty big down here, so I can just go ahead in the section. I'm going to go for a section, and I can say the vertical line middles, and it will be automatically middle, and I can just go for it, and I'm going to reload the page again. So I can see what is the website looks like to me, and you can see the website section looks good to me. This is awesome. So we have done so far here. Now we have got to go for the second section, which is going to be a services, and the services of those, we are going to use some icons, and we can go for the flat icons. You can go for and download some of the icons, and then we can go and create some gallery. I have already downloaded some of the stuff for the gallery. I can just have to put them uploaded. So I'm going to call for the services. The services are like I can just say car cleaning. I can download the icon for this one. Good, downloading it. I can also change the color of wheel while downloading, I think so. No, it does not give you the option of that. Okay, this is the cleaning. I can call it tuning if there's something similar to this. 10 icons are here. We can call it here, and we can car tow. These three services we're gonna call it though, so these can be easily find and something like this. So I'm gonna call this here and open it into the new tab, new file in here, calling it icon 200 by 200, and these three I'm gonna call it in here 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to close the rest of the design because we don't need rest of the elements because we are not going to use them again. Make the color black so my icons can be visible. I'm going to change their color to color overlay to white, all of them, and I can then save them as a PNG. And now I'm going to remove it like this. I'm going to call it car service. I'm going to call it icon 1. I have to save it as a PNG 24 car. I can just say icon 1. You can call it whatever you want to call it to. Icon 2. And this is going to be the icon 3. You can also call the name of the service you want to icon keep. So this will be much more SEO friendly if you want to keep that way. I'm going to use some background behind this, so I'll find a background, but for now I'm going to call a simple 3-column section. This is going to be 3-column. I am going to call it 1100 again because I've used already 1100 down there, up there. Use it the same padding. This time I'm gonna use a 90 pixel top bottom. Okay, 90 pixel there, and for the temporary I'm going to put some colors behind it so we can actually see our icon there. I'm going to call an image, uploading those 3 icons one together, so I don't have to go back again and again, and I can just go for it. The icon one selected here, go for the full. I can also set for the size, max width, I'm going to call it 100px so it looks good, much smaller. And then the same thing again is apply here, the headings. So I'm going to duplicate it and put it in this section. I'm going to call it car, or I can just cleaning. Make it center, select H4. This looks good. Make it a little bit bolder than this and call it a 600. This looks good. And then I'm going to use some content to be there, and this is the content I'm going to use from there to there. This time I am going to need a text area here, and just move down a bit there. Paste here. I'm going to call it center, white, and the DM sense, of course. I'm going to size it for 14 pixels, which looks good. And now what I have to do, I don't have to create each and every one. I'm going to make a duplicate of those and delete the rest of it. It is automatically managed column, so this managed automatically. I'm going to use this one. It is for the tuning, so I'm going to call it tuning. And last but not least, I'm going to call it toying. And the toying is going to be the image, the one icon we have already created here. So you can see this service is already be here, and we're going to call, we can also place the header there as well if you want to. And I'm going to call some heading, some image which looks good, and the background, this looks good for the background. Downloading this image, going for the same as we go for the first one. I've already deleted it and then going back again. The image size should be 1920 because the wide is 1920, width is 1920. I beg your pardon about this. And I'm going to copy this here. I also going to put some overlay on this image so that my content can be easily visible. This looks much cleaner. I can also say I have to save it to the JPG, but if I saved it as PNG, I'm going to use it there because otherwise I have to create another one. The image is saved now. We can go back, and now this time for us to remove the color we have added, and this time to put some image on there. So I'm going to call upload an image. This is the image. And if you think that we need to put some heading there as well, which shows our services, but we did not put, so what we can do, we can just go for it and create an inner column. And inner column we can just go for, we can delete the column first, so we can have a heading here. If you want to create a section again, you can create it again. So let's create it. I can show you how you can do it. So you can just go for it and make it vertically aligned middle. Sorry, this way. And select it 1100. And the padding we selected, we can select the background as well. We have this background already there. We can go for top center. Repeat, no repeat, size cover. This is covered, and now we have a time for put the padding there. We put a padding for 19 pixel top bottom. This is here. Now this time we can go for the inner section. Inner section gives us a way to we can create as many sections we want in one section. We can just go for and delete the one we don't want, and we can just put the heading here, our services. I'm going to call it to center, wide, call it again Josephine Sense, and make it a 50 pixel wide, and this looks good. I'm going to call it 40. This is good. And now we have those, we can just go for create another section, inner section here. You can see the section is here. I can just go for it and move my element here. I have to go one by one, so I can just go for here. You can do it here, or you can just okay. So this is what we have already, and I can just go for this section as well. Going to go right underneath to the image. Okay, and then we have content. Sorry, we have a text area. I'm going to put it in the bottom. Okay, so we can delete this one. We don't need this one. Now we have one service already there. We can just delete the column we have empty, and we can now make those column duplicate again and again for 3 times, and you can see we have it. And I can just change this title again. It's going to be tuning, and the last one is going to be showing. We can also change the icons as well, and the icons is already uploaded, and we can call it, and we can just call it do as well. Okay, so you can see it is there, and we can just have some spacing from top. We can go and put some 50 pixel padding from top so it looks good. I'm gonna save it, and let's see what our website looks like so far. And we have a good hero area section, we have some about us section, then we have this damn good section. We're gonna continue from here for next section. Okay, so we have done so far from here, like created a service section. Now we have a gallery section what we have to create, and now we can go and create a new section again like this. And so you can go for it and create the same section like we did as above. I'm going to copy the color code from the top so I can use the same color code in the bottom section as well. I just copied the color and I'm at the bottom section, so I can see this is my section, and I'm going to call it 1100 as usual. I call it above both section. Column gap is none because I'm going to use an inner section as well, so the column gaps will be managed there. I'm going to assign some paddings from top as 19 by 90 top bottom. I am not going to assign some padding to left and right, and I can just copy the same heading, make a duplicate, and I can drag it down here, select and move it here. Okay, so I can just change it to gallery. Now I can just create another section, but just doesn't seem like I have to create first in a section. I didn't, so I am going to create it again. That's my bad. So now I can put this heading into the inner section column. This is the way I can do, or you can just remove the inner section if you don't have to create a column. There is an element called gallery, so you can see this is the masonry gallery and this is the basic. We're going to use a basic one. What I was doing before when I was having a columns intersection in there, because I thought I'm going to create columns for each separate image, so I can put the image in there in 4 different columns in 2 rows. But then at second moment I thought that I have an element called gallery in Elementor library, so I don't have to create intersection for them in order to create a gallery. So I use the element, and now you can see I have already have bunch of images resized. It is 600 by 600 images. I have 8 images resized. I'm going to upload them all into my library, and once it's uploaded I can just move it into my gallery. So those all images together will be going to my gallery. It says insert gallery. I'm going to put an insert in a gallery. Now I can have some of the option if I want to, like I can assign it a column number. I can say the image is full, that's good. You just want, what do you want to be perform an action when you click on an image. I said the light box, which is default, it is good. The link, I said none, there's no link, so this is not going to be a link work. So I'm going to say media file, so it's going to say okay. So then we're going to use a default light box. So I'm going to go and add some spacing in there, but I don't want to. If you want, you can do it. So you can add some caption and show something, which is the title, which is the image, name of the image, which can be shown as a caption. So I don't think that's a good idea to show the image name to the user, so we're going to keep it simple as it is. You can see the gallery section is created, and you can see it is a light box. It's already working. Okay, so we have done so far. Now we have got a section where we can put a map on for the location. So we are going at the bottom and creating a new section. Here we're going to create and go full width. We are not going for 100 or like 1170 or 30, any sort of width. We are going to use a wide, full width wide. So we're going to use it, and I'm going to call it map. Sorry. This is the map. I can just go ahead and put it in here. I can assign some heights here, and there are some dummy address already placed, so I'm going to use the same one. Saving it here, loading the page, reloading the page I meant, and you can see the map is on here. And now we can go for our design back and see this is done, and now we're gonna get and create some form. So we are not going to create a form. In order to create a form, you need to have another plugin which is called Contact Form 7 Gravity Form. In Form there are a bunch of plugins you can use to create a form. They will give you a shortcode. You can just call the shortcodes here. So what we are going to do, we're gonna put some numbers, some address, and or we can just keep the footer as simple as you can see, so we don't need to show them. Like, so if this is a one-page website, so I don't mind to create from the Elementor, but if it is a bunch of pages website, so I have to go and create from a theme customizer. So you can see there's a space which is for footer, and I can show you it from footer. So if I go here and go for the footer bottom, so this is for this one, I can change it to whatever I want to, and I can also go for the footer widget. I can just disable it, and you can see that this height will be gone. And if I go back, you can see here, so I'm going to save it public because I'm going to create it as a one-page website. So I can just take 3 different column section, going to copy the same color code. I don't think we need a color code, we're going to need an image. So meanwhile I can use a color code. Then once we have an image ready, I will go and put the image back on. I'm putting the color for now, using some paddings from top. This time I'm going to use same 90 from top and bottom. I'm going to put 1170. I thought it was 1100. Okay, so 1100 is here, and these are 3 options: map, timing, and of course the number. So this is a box element. It's called icon box. You can just go and place icon boxes here. You're gonna call a map marker. You can just call a map marker here. So you can just have some address. You can call location. You can put some here. You can just go for it and take the color code to turn the icon color to green, turn the title color into green, and make the text primary white. I'm gonna choose the text DM sense so it matches the rest of the website. I'm gonna choose the heading for Josephine, and it also matches the website. This seems like a spacing. I'm going to remove the spacing. This looks much better than this one, the old one, and I'm going to change. If this is a spacing, then I'm going to change the spacing to here as well. I'm going to put 5. That's good. And I can change the size of the icon as well if I want to, but I'm going to not, and I can also realign it. And the same thing, I am going to duplicate these column again as I did above for the service section. Now I can delete the empty column from the bottoms. So we have something. Now we can have a phone number. So we can just call it a phone and put some number here. So I can just write 315. This is an American number. 315 Okay, so this is the American number, and if you want, you can have a link placed here, and at the last but not least, you can just go ahead and put like clock. So you can have a clock here. You can put, or even if you want to put your email, you can just put an email. I'm going to break a line here, so I'm going to use a BR 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. This looks much better. Going to save it, and now it's time to look our website how it looks. We can also go for the incognito window, so we will get rid of the top bar because we are not logged in here. So you can see the perfectly website is done. So we have missed something. I'm going to show you what we missed. So you can see it is the complete website we have. What we have missed, when we click on it, it does not go anywhere. So we're going to call it like by section. For this map section, I'm going to give it a name, give it an ID to contact. Before that, this gallery is going to be on the gallery. Right above that, we have a section called services. I'm going to call it services. And then we have section called about us. I am going to call it about us, only about. So now you can see I have given all the section an ID, specific ID, and I am going back to the menu I have created in start of the video, and this time I am going to put those ID here, so those links can actually be working to their appropriate sections. So I'm gonna call them like this with the hash. So when you click on it, the website scrolls to the section where we have an ID placed. So go back again, we're going to try the top, we have a gallery, so hit a gallery and got to the gallery, and hit about us, hit it again, service, and last again we have contact. So now we got a contact here placed. I hope this video you will find working for you. You can create any website for you want for your business, and you can also create for your client if you want to create those websites for. And I hope this video very helpful. And if you want to create some of the more videos in English, you can tell me in comments so I can create more for regarding an HTML and PHP programming as well. So meet up in the next video.